Mr. Mesa, are we ready? Okay, it is 6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to an order. Mr. Mesa, roll call.
Commission Chair Francisco Vasquez,
Present.
Commission Vice Chair Joanna Herzog,
Please, she needs to be excused.
Commission Secretary Laisha Garcia,
Present.
Commission Member Jesus Cervantes,
Present.
Commission Member Juan Lopez,
Present.
Commission Member Sonia Urquiza. She is just walking in, and Commission Member Sergio Molina. Commission Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join me on the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please, a moment of silence. Thank you. Do we have anything for call to the public? I don't see anyone here present at this moment. Okay, thank you. From the media?
No, there were no calls to the public from the social media or public-facing email, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Okay, the consent agenda for today is going to item then 5.1, approval of minutes for January 1922, regular meeting from last meeting, please. I would like to make the motion to approve those minutes as presented. Any seconds?
I second the motion.
Thank you. Those in favor to approve the minutes for January 19, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Minutes pass. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, presentations. We don't have any presentations at this moment, so we're gonna move on into all business, which is the item 7.1, discussion of possible action on items concerning upcoming art and wine event festival. Okay, I would like to start with the reports from marketing and vendors, event sponsorship, and so forth for the volunteers and members involved with the planning and everything. Okay, so let's start with marketing outreach. I believe that was Mr. Cervantes and Ms. Urquiza. Okay, in marketing outreach.
From the marketing standpoint, we met this afternoon from 4 to 5. We did discuss a few items. In particular, it was recommended that we kind of refocus our event item by our beverage vendor, as wine is not really it's not people's forte, I guess you could say. So at this point, we were advised that we should come up with a new title for the event. Once again, this is not directly from marketing. It's recommendations that came after another group met with our alcohol and liquor distributor. They kind of chimed in and had some recommendations. Excuse me. So at this point, the item that is pending is naming the event. That I did voice a concern there about time limitations. So my hope is that by tonight we have a solid name to go with. The primary focus, of course, is to remove wine from the name. That was a big key point that was brought to us. So I guess for the commission to discuss, we need to come up with a name. I did advise the group during a meeting that we need to solidify the name with no additional changes to be considered because we are running against the clock, and we don't want to be wasting the time of our graphic designer and other resources if we're going to keep going back and forth with names. So we need to solidify that tonight. So that'll be a discussion and action item for the commission tonight. Everything else we discussed, the different focuses for the event, everything from the live painting to the activity area for kids and adults. We threw around some good ideas. Flyer was a discussion point, but once again, going back to the name of the event, we need to have the event name solidified tonight. After that, then we can start collaborating with the city's graphic designer to get it squared away. There are a few questions I do have for the other teams. They're primarily for I guess I forgot what the names are, but I keep referring to them as a talent procurement team.
Yeah.
But for them, I know Ms. Ezreal was one of the heads for that team, but the question is what type of art is expected to be displayed? Is it just going to be paintings and photographs or sculptures? If it's a mixture, we need to know what is going to be displayed, but that's more for the logistical conversation, and I can hold off on that question. But for marketing side, we're good to go. The only thing pending is the naming, of course, and I'll defer that back to the commission as a whole to discuss and take action tonight.
Mhm. Thank you. Ms. Moreno, anything else you would like to elaborate on that presentation?
No, I think I agree that we need to come up with the name of the event. And I want to come up with the name finally.
Thank you. It was kind of I attended the meeting with Romer Beverage yesterday along with Mr. Mesa, and we sat there for a little bit more than half an hour at the offices of Parks and Recs, and the representative of the Romer Beverage, definitely they are well known into these events. They have the experience. They have actually catering events in Yuma and other places, and obviously serve the South County. And his recommendation was because if we keep it, under the umbrella of art and wine, it will not be very, very attractive to a lot of people, especially if we're trying to do a fundraising activity to help the art center. Okay, because we need, I did a little walking yesterday on the art center, Somerton Cultural Center, and definitely we need to change from windows to the door to, I mean, it will benefit us the most. So, and I, at the end, I kind of, he changed my perception. Yes, if this is going to be for the good of the event, and if we're still going to be selling, they're still going to be selling liquor, okay, but the main attraction should be then the art. So Somerton Art Festival was actually thrown there, if that's okay with you, because we need to come up with a title so the design department can actually start working, the staff can start moving, and Mr. Mesa, Cervantes is correct. The time is now against us, and we cannot wait anymore, like until next month to make a decision. How should we call it? So what I was thinking is, and they actually even the guys from the alcohol side say, yeah, Somerton Art Festival sounds great. Okay, and under that umbrella, then you can add the craft beer, wine, spirits, and plus whatever else you guys will be advertising. So, but the main idea is rename the event instead of just wine and art event to maybe perhaps Somerton Art Festival. So we need to take action this night on matters of that issue, and hopefully by the end of this week we can present to the staff with the name, and then they can take it from there. So
I'll make a quick comment.
yeah, go for it.
And I just say, and I know it's only Laisha, you weren't here in the meeting earlier, so just so that, you also hear like what what I like thought about this name for the event. I think something more like Summerton Art and Food Festival would be a lot more popular than just Summerton Art Festival. But you would be, I think, the only one that would right now would either agree or disagree with that. And yeah.
In which meeting?
The meeting was just for the marketing team.
Yeah.
It wasn't a,
No,
yeah,
no,
it
it
was
was not.
no,
No,
it's,
no. And so this is the time I'm gonna start asking you individually, so we can land with one name, because otherwise I don't want to start elongating more than is needed. This is the need is, we need to actually change the name from wine and art event, okay? Art and wine. My idea is just to call it, actually, I even took the time, Summerton Art Festival. That's it. Okay. Why not food? Because food is not what we're actually promoting. We're gonna have food. We need to have food because of the fact that if they're drinking, okay, it's obviously that we don't want them to throw up or whatever. So we need to have food. But in my own is Summerton Art Festival. So I'm gonna start, as always, from my left to right, and let's decide on the name. So 1 minute to actually think, what name would you like to name it?
Commission,
Yes,
that's-
go for it.
just want to add to that. This is something that was brought to your attention, Commissioner Lopez and Secretary Garcia. On the Parks and Rec side, and personally, I think it's a good idea that we make it a little bit more generic, just calling it Summerton Art Festival. We would still feature craft beer, wine, the performances,
Yeah.
live painting, kids area, all of that. But it would make it a little bit more attractive, because people might get confused that it's going to be only a high-end fancy type of event, when it's more of a family local event dedicated to promote art and culture. And I think it's going to make it more commercial, just a little bit more commercial. And that's what I have to add on that. But we would still have the wine and all of that. So it's not going to go away. It's just not going to be on the title itself.
So yeah, thank you for that, because we were in the same boat here. It's basically just under the title, the big title. If we come out with Summerton Art Festival, then underneath, imagine an umbrella. Under that, then there will be craft beer, will be wine, will be everything else that follows. But it's just for the purpose of marketing, to make it accessible to people, not only in Summerton, but also in Yuma, winter visitors that may be here, whatever, is not just call it Summerton, Art and Wine Festival. So with Mr. Mesa's recommendation, in our recommendation here, I will start again. Come up with some names that you would like to call this event. Okay, involves actually art. That's the main topic, and obviously we want to make this accessible to everyone. Not only for the few that like wine, but also for the other people that like beer or whatever is available. Okay, so Sergio Molina not here. It's absent. Okay, Commissioner Lopez, how would you like to call the event?
I think the Summerton Art Festival is fine.
Okay.
It's from Summerton and it's an art festival. Make it simple.
Okay. Ms. Urquiza.
I really would personally prefer Summerton Art and Food Festival. Food is perfectly You know, it's accessible to everyone. Everybody understands food and likes food. And so I think both bring each other to a different level. I think food brings art to a more accessible level, and art brings the food up a little bit higher when you come together.
Okay, noted here. In my case, I also like the idea to call it the Summerton Art Festival. Commissioner Cervantes.
I guess I have a slight variation to what's already been thrown there. I'd maybe like to have it seen called the Somerton Arts Festival, so that it's more inclusive, because just art may have that connotation of it just being painting art, where arts is a bit more
Mhm.
wide to encompass all the arts.
Mhm.
So my recommendation would be Somerton Arts Festival.
Thank you. Ms. Secretary?
I think Somerton Art Festival is fine, and just when we make the flyer, we can include that there will be food vendors and all
Mm.
everything that's going to be sold, so people will become attracted to it.
Okay, thank you. Then that narrows to two possible titles. The Somerton Art Festival is on the table, and Somerton Arts Festival is on the table. Okay, so I'm gonna, so we have two choices, Somerton Art Festival and Somerton Arts Festival. Am I correct? That's what both of you agree? Somerton Arts Festival. No, not, so at this point, it's because I'm hearing just the repetitions. He suggested Somerton Art Festival. Ms. Urquiza suggested Somerton Art and Food Festival. I suggested Somerton Art Festival. Mr. Cervantes suggested Somerton Arts Festival, and you suggested Somerton Arts Festival, or unless you have something else.
Was it art or arts?
Arts. Okay, the only difference is Somerton
That is.
Art Festival, and the other one is Somerton Arts Festival. That's the two that repeats the most. For the yes. Makes sense, because you want to
So-
explain why again it's arts, because it involves.
No,
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, either one works. It's just
Mhm.
that from the
No, yeah, I understand what you're trying. So
yeah, I mean, arts is more encompassing from my point of view, but either tatle will work. I mean,
Okay.
it's not.
So
Just want to add to that. Excuse me. I'm researching online. A lot of the events that are similar, they have the S. So I think it's a good suggestion. Like for example, Tempe Festival of the Arts. I'm seeing the Spring Arts Festival in Santa Fe over there. Most of them have the arts, the S. So I think it's a good suggestion. Southwest Arts Festival in Coachella Valley. So I
okay,
think it is a good idea.
okay,
More
So-
proper and encompassing and all that.
okay. So again, I will be going into this round questioning. So between the only difference is at S. That's basically at Somerton Arts Festival and Somerton Art Festival. So let's start with Mr. Lopez. What is your preference, Somerton Arts Festival or Somerton Art Festival?
Arts with the S sounds
With the
better.
S. Ms. Urquizo, Somerton Arts Festival or Somerton Art Festival?
I don't see a difference really, and just because it's easier to pronounce, I go with art.
Art, okay. I would like to go for Somerton Arts Festival. Maybe someplace in New Mexico, they're right by saying arts, so we don't leave anything, no one behind. I don't know. Okay, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Cervantes. Somerton Arts Festival or Somerton Art Festival?
As I recommended the one with the S, I'll stick to the Somerton Arts Festival.
Thank you. Secretary Garcia, Summerton Arts Festival or Summerton Art Festival?
Arts with an
Arts
S.
with an S. Okay. So at this point, majority wins. Mr. Mesa, then you can direct your staff. The official name will be Summerton Arts Festival, 4-1. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to the other reports. Vendors. Mr. Lopez, how's that department? What's your report?
I reached out to Mr. Mesa yesterday, and there's a layout in process
Okay.
for that. But Mr. Cervantes and I, we went out and measured. We went out there a couple times already and measured, and we have an idea of how many spots we can put out there, and even like overflow spots if there was more than what we thought would sign up.
I have the form ready. I would just need confirmation on the pricing to modify those details on the bottom portion. It's gonna be $25, I believe,
Mhm.
or are we gonna go with something else?
I think we are kind of a symbolic price that we agreed to $25. Am I right? For this type of event, being the first time. Okay, anything else that from the vendor side, Mr. Mesa, Cervantes?
From the vendor side, yes, I did make the request, and city's working on finding the or finalizing the list of requirements for vendors, everything from the food, the fire safety checklist to if they're going to serve food, make sure they're properly credentialed, food handler's card, things like that, just the basics. And of course, the liability and insurance waivers. That will also extend to the artists as well. So those forms will be ready as well as we get closer to the event for handout to our vendors and artists and performers.
And it matters to another important vendor, which is our our wine and craft beer and beers and spirits. I believe that city is going to help us with the process of the application and to actually get those on board. Am I right?
Yes, the goal is to send it no later than following week,
Okay.
or by the first days of the following week, because we have about 2 months. It's normally taking about a month out, so we need to finalize the layout first. So it has to be attached for mark the perimeter for the where the alcohol is going to be served. So we're going to be meeting on Tuesday at 1 at Centennial Park to look into the layout so we can have that attached to the liquor license.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much. Event program entertainment. Secretary Garcia.
We got some responses from some of the suggested entertainment, and we got some prices, but we're waiting on responses from the rest to see who we're gonna want. But since one of them offered a package for their performances, I was maybe thinking into just having them, instead of several ones to close off the night, just have them have them do their show, and then just have different like local performers throughout the day, and then just have them close off the night if they're gonna come with, because they do like tributes. So right now they come with what, three different types of tributes.
Yeah.
So maybe just have them do those three, and then to close off, instead of having different groups do different things, and then I feel like it'll be more money that way. So might as well just get their package, and then. But I'm still waiting on responses from others. So far that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just to add to that, commissioners, we did get a response too from a band that could be the co-headliner, and around $600 for motorcycles. We checked them out. They're from San Luis, Mexico. They play rockabilly, which is rock and roll. They use the upright bass, which is tololoche.
Mhm.
And it's a good, interesting music. They pull a lot of people, actually bikers. There were a lot of people that like rock and old school type songs. And like I mentioned, they have the essence of jazz, rock and roll, and they have a good style. And they confirm they're available. They're able to come down for $600. La Chambita, they're from Calexico, Mexicali. Like Laisha mentioned, they would be a good closer because they can carry a tribute, super tributo a la cumbia. Basically, it's a mixture of Ángeles Azules, Sonora Dinamita, and Cumbia Kings. So they would combine those three tributes into one set. And the initial offer is, or pricing, is $2,000, but it is a good price because they are about 12 to 15 performers,
Wow.
musicians, dancers, everything. And they're a good show. They already came down for Greater Days, I believe 2 years ago, with a show that was reggaeton and cumbia, and it was successful. It was the same year as Los Muecas. They were one of the opening acts that year.
I think they came for 4th of July too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now they have more experience. They've been on tour with this tribute. So I think they would pull a lot of people. And it's still, you could say, in the scope of things, and something lively to close. And if we put that on the flyer, it's going to grab some attention. And like I mentioned, let's say, give or take, we're able to negotiate some more. It can lower the price, maybe $200-300 more. And with them and motorcycles, we're looking at $2,300 for two closing bands, or would pull some people. Just the music itself, it's gonna bring some people. So and just create have more attraction. So that's about it. I mean, and the rest, like Secretary Garcia mentioned, we will fill in the program with local performers. We would try to get as many or as much performances in on a volunteer basis, but there might be some donations requested and things of that nature. So of course, that's where we're gonna have to make a decision and shoot for sponsors, look for potential sponsors. That's all I have at the moment.
Seems like it's a plan. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
we have a plan.
Yes. One of my students plays the guitar beautiful, and he's been bringing the guitar to my classroom. And I said, you know what? As soon as we have the paperwork, he would like to also be part of, play 1 or 2 songs.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Oh, and
Just little tiny spots so you guys can start feeling that.
just want to bring forward that for the audio,
Mhm,
we have quotes too. I forgot.
mhm,
It's gonna be $1,000. I have 2 quotes, and they're all in the $1,000 range.
mhm,
They would bring in audio and lighting. They would use our stage for the department. Like I mentioned, we have a backdrop that's going to be 10 foot high by 24 wide, which is the width of the stage. That would be an additional expenditure, but we'll look at it, and it's going to be reusable. The backdrop, a couple of years, and I would say Somerton Arts Festival, no year, and it would be the background. So the stage looks nice, even though it's simple and all that, so it looks presentable. And it's going to be the first time we use it, so we did make a little investment there, and we haven't been able to use it, so because of the COVID and all that.
mhm. Wow. After this meeting, we have one more formal meeting, then the event. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for I'm very excited, honestly. Seeing everyone doing their parts and seeing you today in action, both of you and the staff, and that was an interesting meeting. Then the meeting yesterday, now is putting the pieces together. thank you everyone for continuing, supporting this event. And I know it's putting a lot of time from our side, but I see that I'm seeing the benefits now. And this will take place. God forbids otherwise, but it's going good. Um, in matters of sponsorship and funds, Ms. Estros had a conversation with me today. I'm very sad to inform that Joanna's mother passed away extremely recently. Services will be taking place at St. Francis at 4:00 this Sunday. So for her to actually put aside, and give me the chance to address you, on her behalf, it's kind of sad for me because I was in that situation not far ago, just a few weeks ago also when I lost my mother-in-law. So I don't have a report from her. I know that she told me she was making some calls for sponsorships, and she would like to continue, but I told her, don't worry about it. First things first. She needs to take care of that, whatever she needs to take care of. So if there's anyone to help you and the supporting staff for sponsorships and funds, I will appreciate that. If not, then probably I will volunteer also to be there on those meetings. Okay, just in case, if at least during this next few weeks until she gets it, because there's a lot of things that she needs to take care of right now. Okay, administrative. Before I go into administrative, so I will volunteer for sponsorship funds. I'll talk to you later and we'll see if you can get me up to whatever we need to do, or what do you want me to do from my side to help you get there. Okay. Okay, thank you. Administrative, Garcia.
It's still the same because
same.
that's something that we have to see later on in
Okay,
the process.
thank you. And the next one, catering and decor, oversee the event's decor duties and coordinate appetizers for wine tasting. So in matters of that, I guess the brewers will help us coordinate the appetizers. And this is kind of a win-win situation for us because we don't have to do anything. They will be sponsoring those appetizers through the craft beer vendors. They will contact local businesses like Dragon de Oro or 85350. Okay, and they will ask them if they can prepare certain meals for them. But there will be that discussion will take place between the vendors and the local businesses. So that's a very positive thing because it's one thing that we don't have to worry about it. It's between them. Okay, and appetizers will be available if we have the craft beer. Since also craft beer is considered an art, I like the idea of arts with the S. Okay, logistics. Well, Mr. Cervantes, you give us a nice report. Would you like to say anything else?
No, we continue to work, both myself and Commissioner Lopez. We've been taking visits to the site and have been updating our layouts here and there to be more in tune with what's expected. As we move closer, and if any of the other teams have any major changes, like you have an artist, let's say, that's going to bring 5 sculptures that's part of one presentation, then we need to know so we can at least find space and coordinate with them. So we just need to know how much art is going to be displayed and if there's any special size requirements, because that's really going to be the key point to us identifying the proper area for those displays. For the most part, we've already focused on the art display area, the beer garden or alcohol distribution point, the vendor and stage area. So we already gone that, and I'll be working with city staff to get the other stuff rolling along and what's it called, defined, such as permits for any road closures, the fire department inspections, things of that sort. So that is moving along from the logistics side. So we are essentially dependent on the other teams. As you guys move, we'll be moving with you guys, if not be 2 steps ahead. So as I mentioned, do keep us posted, both myself and Commissioner Lopez, to assist in making the event fruitful. So that's pretty much all I have from the logistics side. I do have a question about the water tower, but that can be tabled till we go through the other teams.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a
Mhm.
comment. Just it occurred to me that there's so many apps where like a project can be handled, better because the members update their part of the project in there. I don't know if you ever use it with the city, like something for projects like that, where the reports go in there, and so going in, anyone can see, the progress in every aspect of project.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. What we don't actually use or those type of programs currently, but that's something that we can consider. Yeah, but I know which app you're mentioning, I believe.
Mhm. Like a live document in which we
Yeah,
can,
where
yeah.
everybody can
Mhm, yeah.
log in and add,
Good point.
maybe for the next time, but I think it would help a lot to stay at, the latest.
Just to add upon the logistics, just to confirm that the meeting for Tuesday, right, at 1, and we can meet all together, the staff and the commission, so we can discuss the vendors, also the spots. We can measure, see how many vendors we're going to be able to fit, and maybe start marking the spaces and discuss the frames too for the art.
Mhm.
And I'll contact the Yuma Art Center just to see if they have any recommendations. And I know Mr. Russell, he was at the co-op in Yuma. He's very experienced, and let's see, he has some recommendations. He might be able to lend us some frames or stands or something like that. I'll give him a call and see. If not, we can start working on it, buy the supplies, and start building it internally, and possibly partnering with Youth Build Program. I'll send them an invite. No, they're always willing to help, and they want to get involved in these type of projects. They're for benefit the community and all that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next item for volunteers. In this case, I haven't done much on that. Mr. Mesa and I discussed the possibility of meeting with people from JTPA for volunteers, so the students who are actually working on construction, to see if we can get them on board also and help us with some construction of frames maybe. So I'll keep you posted on the next time that we meet, to see if we have some besides us, who else is on board for helping us during the event, during the actual event, or before the event.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So when I've been a volunteer before, it's to do to work on the sell of the beer, but we're not gonna be doing that ourselves this time, right? That's gonna be somebody else. So who's gonna be actually like taking care of actually selling the beer? I mean,
That's a good question.
That's
is that like a fun to tell for later?
yeah. That the thing is, the city will help us with the permit and everything, and the craft beer, obviously they will try to bring their own staff to help us there. But if we decide to have like normal beer that we sell, Budweiser or whatever, then it will have to be basically us, like unless we get somebody else that can help us with that, but it will be like any other event. It's a special event, but we still, the Budweiser vendor will not actually sell the beer right there. We have to be, so it has to be somebody from the city staff, or from the commission. I think that was basically how it has been done, and how it will be
Yeah.
continue being done. The only exception will be the wine. If for the tasting of the wine, the ones who are actually advertising the product, they will be the ones in charge of actually passing taking care of that, serving. The craft beer, if there is, what is it called, the Four Peaks, or what is it called, one of the names of
Yeah,
they
Four
mentioned,
Peaks is one of them.
Okay, they will be trying to get the staff from Four Peaks to actually serve the craft. What is on the air is if we decide to sell normal Bud Light or whatever. So that's something that we didn't. It skipped to my mind. I mean, it's if we're gonna sell. We actually in the prior meetings we said that we're gonna be including beer, but there will be also craft beer. So are we gonna? It could be one less problem if we just say the craft beer, wines, and spirits. So the vendors there, they are the ones who are actually taking care of that. Make sense?
Yes.
Because if we actually remember what he said if the vendors, they can even because it's for their own good. I mean, it's okay. We're gonna share a profit. They're gonna share a profit, whatever. But they're gonna report to us, back to us. But I'm pretty sure that if it's normal beer like the ones we usually sell during activities, it will have to be one of us. But that's a question that we need to, either logistics or ourselves again to ask if we need to have someone for the normal beer. I think we have to, but I'm not sure. So let's see how we go from there. But that's a good question. And I wish I can have a better answer, but I don't. Okay, recruitment of artists. That's Ezra Moreno. How's that department?
I'm sorry, I can't do that, me as like being in charge. I didn't know what, Joanna, what she went through.
Mm-hmm.
So I can call her and she tells me, what things I can do, I do it. But as it is, I don't have, the experience on how to take care of that.
I'm glad that Ms. Garcia and you are very familiar with Mr. Mesa's plans, who are our main for the closing of the event and all that stuff. So we're not that off. So I guess continue doing what you're doing, because Joanna is a little bit out of the picture at this moment because of what happened. I mean, but recruitment of artists. So if if any one of you can actually recruit artists, for the little tiny slots, like for. But we just to centralize. We need to just make sure that we communicate with each other and Mr. Mesa and the staff to say, hey, look, I have this person that is willing to present, and we can say, you know what, but if I wonder, we may have access to a little, either here at the city or someplace or at your office, a little form or like a whiteboard in which we can actually write, or we can see what slots are available, okay, for like in half an hour slots, okay, like for an artist to play 5 songs or something like that,
Yeah, we'll create a program and start filling in the gaps, and just so we have an idea of the time slots and the spaces available. And
so like in 15 minutes.
Yes.
15 minutes, like 15 minutes, what brings like two songs, or let's say that there is someone like my student, he would like to play 3 songs or 3 whatever. So I don't know what you guys feel comfortable with. Also, because I would like to meet with the one of the representatives from the Council of Mexico, and to invite also artists from the other side. So I would like to know,
You,
you know, 15
you-
minutes is okay.
you sort of play
half
it by
an hour.
ear.
Mhm.
The artists or presenters, they're gonna request a time slot themselves,
Mhm,
and we can always say yes, no, or cut it
mhm,
down, or
mhm.
if you can do a little bit more, we need more time to fill. We can
So-
play it by ear.
It-
I mean, I would say for the last 2 bands, that we're gonna go with that. Just give them a full set, 45 minutes to an hour.
Mhm,
The other 3 hours, we're gonna be filling in the gaps,
mhm,
but we can play it by ear. We have a lot, we're gonna have to cut down. If
mhm.
we don't have many, they can perform for 20, 30 minutes. That's not a problem. But it depends how much
Mhm,
supply and demand basically we have.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it depends on what they're going to bring too, because if it's a guitar, they need to plug it in and set up their chair, their microphone, all that. But
Yeah.
like with them, they need their extra 15 to 30 minutes just to get their stuff ready to go on.
Mhm.
So it just depends on what it is.
On each individual.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we can support each other, and then on the recruitment of artists, if you know someone that, I mean, at the end is we're trying to support all kinds of forms of art, and music it's not just one type; it's all kinds of. But so no makes sense. So let them request
Yeah.
10 minutes, 50 minutes, half an hour. How much does it take you to set up? And okay.
Yeah, and just want to mention that right now, as soon as we have the marketing tools available,
Mhm.
I'll send the invite to the art centers around, just so they can help us recruit more artists. I'll send it to the Yuma and San Luis and San Luis Sonora, and try to get artists. I mean,
Mhm.
and reach out. We'll reach out, but we need to have the logo, of course, and all that
Mhm,
ready.
mhm,
But
mhm.
the plan is to have everything out by the end of the month, so we're able to recruit and do the outreach portion of it. But I can't send a letter without the logo. It's not a finished product yet. But once we have that, we're gonna start recruiting. The staff's gonna help too. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so in a short summary, and marketing and outreach is moving forward. Vendors, now we have contacted the local distributor for beer, and he's gonna help us with also the craft beer and spirits and wine. In matters of sponsorships, I will volunteer in that section to see how can I help move this administrator. So Garcia, you are also keeping an eye on there on the event and administration. And in matters of catering for the appetizer for one tasting, the craft beer vendors, the other one is going to take care of that with no cost to us. Logistics, today I sat in your meeting. It was a great meeting. It was very well organized. And seems like you are gonna continue working those little things that are gonna jump and and yes, they do. An event like this, there's always little tiny details that so the more vigilant we are in those details, the better. And it seems like you're doing an awesome job taking care of that. Volunteers, and just to have an idea, like how many volunteers are you looking for? Probably 10, 20 more volunteers for an event?
5 to
or
10
too
would
many?
be
10?
nice. 5 to 10.
Okay, 5 to 10. Okay. So then
That will-
probably I can,
yeah.
yeah, 5 to 10. Okay. Okay. And artists, seems like you already did a little presentation of those 2 main groups that may be presenting to us and for the price. Anything else for the reports?
Yeah, I just want to mention that on the entertainment side, more for the program,
Mhm.
Ms. Brisa Garcia did volunteer to help us with the emceeing part of it.
Mhm,
And I think it's a good idea.
mhm,
So we're all free and able to assist either the beer, coordinating, logistics, all that. I think it's a good idea that we're all free.
mhm.
And she did help, and she's going to help us in other areas, however possible, basically. But she said she's available. We need her, and I told her, well, would you be able to MC if that's good with the commission? Said, yeah, I can help. So she's pretty good at
Mhm.
that. And
Yeah.
just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Yeah, I mean, she has the experience, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
that's great. That's good.
Yeah, and just want to mention, I don't know if commission member Urquiza is Pepe Moreno your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice. I don't know if you could sort of invite him,
Uh-huh.
because it's always nice when you have two,
Mhm,
either two people on stage, and it looks nice when it's a male and a
mhm.
female,
Yes.
just
Oh,
alternating.
Co-chair MC.
That's
Mhm,
yes.
mhm,
And he's a principal, right? I've been in communication with him. He can pull some people from the school. Education goes with the art and all that. So I think it's gonna
Okay.
meshes
yeah.
pretty well.
I will talk to him.
Mhm.
I'm glad I can contribute with that.
And
mhm,
they're two,
I will talk
and we would have two strong people there emceeing,
mhm.
which it always helps. Let me tell you, having good MCs helps an event.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's critical.
Mhm. Yep. Well, one less thing to worry about it. Thank you very much. Okay. Then, Mr. Mesa, you had something to share for in matters of the discussion of the, let me go back to the name that we actually adopted here. The Somerton Arts
Festival.
Arts
yeah.
Festival. And because you said that you're gonna later. Oh, you forgot.
Oh, yes, I was like confused because he said Mr. Mesa.
I'm sorry. I mean Cervantes.
No, it's more for, I guess, as we've done our walkthroughs for the logistics side of the house and kind of envision what it's going to look like. This might fall between logistics and even the decoration and setup team. But the water tower lighting, is there a way we can have that maybe functional? At least I just had the word in my mind. The lights that outline the tower, the ones that right up the legs.
The
I noticed
color,
that
yeah.
one of them is
Mhm.
missing and the others look like people have disconnected it to maybe plug in their own equipment. But so if maybe we could get somebody to look at it if it's possible by the event so that it highlights the water tower.
Yes.
And even if the city's not able to fix the missing side, maybe possibly move the one that faces Public Works to that side so that we get at least 3 of the legs lit up. And it would be the 3 legs that face the public and the street so that it highlights the water tower.
That's a good
Yeah.
pointer. We can discuss that item on Tuesday.
So,
Yeah, I'm hoping our park supervisor is going to be able to be there. He is going to have more details on that.
okay. Because
Yeah.
that's one thing I noticed that we no longer that's the word I was looking, accent the water tower in the evening. So I think
Yeah.
that really adds to
Mhm.
would add to the feel of the environment. But
Yeah.
that's the only point I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
It's something that I noticed as we did our visits and walkthroughs to Centennial Park.
Yeah, and we'll start investing more time in the maintenance of that park. So we're not just crunching in maintenance before the event. So it looks nice basically by the time we get to the event. So that's something that's been discussed already with staff.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You know what else? When hearing you, Mr. Cervantes, is if the tower can be switching colors, especially in the evening hours, yeah, it will be beautiful instead of just one solid color. But I'm thinking of like in my Christmas wish list. I hope we can see a little bit more of it.
Yep.
So that was a good point. Thank you very much. Okay, the next item that is not here, but definitely we need to, and you may agree with me in this, that we need to get together in probably one last work session before our meeting, and I hope it will be our last. If not, then we still have the month of I want to say, no, that's it. We don't have, so one work session, then or a regular meeting on March. And if needed, then maybe one more work session, if needed.
No.
But definitely we need to meet at least once more
Oh, yeah.
between our regular meeting next month and today.
So, yeah, because East.
Okay. Because we're making progress, time is on top of us, and we need to know where we are in matters of licensing getting the application for the beer, the artists, everything. So it's going to be basically, that's the whole purpose. Again, it's only to discuss the Summerton Arts Festival. So please check your calendars. Not yet. I mean, I'm open actually. Oh, by the way, do you notice that we had actually an orange flag warning? Which reminds me, I had to go and remove them to a yellow now. It's downgraded to yellow now. Okay, let me see. Calendar. Where is it? If I don't have anything on the 23rd, the 2nd, or the 9th. So it's okay with me anytime. So I'm gonna start with Mr. Lopez. Juan. Now you open the floor with when would you like to have our work session to continue with the discussion of the Summerton Arts Festival? Okay, I'll still deciding. Good. Ms. Urquizo, then you open us, give us a possible dates for the next work session to discuss and continue discussions on the Summerton Arts.
The second and the 9th?
Yes, Paul,
I
yeah.
think the second base.
March the 2nd?
Yeah, March.
Okay, that's a possibility. Okay. Okay, March the 2nd. For me, that March the 2nd is okay. I don't have any problems. Okay, as long as preference on time, I'm sorry, at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock? 6 is okay. Last time we met at 5, am I right? Or we met at 6?
Oh, I can't do 6 because I have class.
Okay, so 5, that's better?
No, I'm sorry, I can't do 5 because I have class. I can do
Okay,
6.
6, perfect. Okay, then 6. I don't have any problems at 6. Except that that's my dinner time, but hey,
Yeah.
I can be here. Okay, so the 2nd is for me, I don't have any problems. So Mr. Commissioner Cervantes,
Any of the proposed dates will work, so my schedule is open.
perfect. And Ms. Garcia?
The
Secretary?
9th preferably. I can't, the 2nd.
The 9th, you said?
Uh-huh.
The 9th. Okay. Okay, 9th. I was thinking now that I'm hearing you, our next meeting then will be, okay, February, okay. So the 9th, then we have the 16th. So it will be the 16th because that's the third Wednesday. There's in March, there is the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th. So maybe we can also consider the 9th for Joanna, hopefully to start getting involved and back
Yeah.
into. Okay, then the 9th, if it's okay, then okay. Is that okay, Mr.?
Yeah, that's fine.
The
That's
9th?
better. Yeah.
Perfect, sounds better. Okay, then I would like to see you and let's get together again as a team on March the 9th at 6 p.m. Mr. Mesa, please help us with a place where to meet.
Sure.
Okay, if we cannot meet here, then make sure you let us know where we can meet, and the topic will be discussion and possible, no, just a discussion of an items concerning the Summerton Arts Festival. Okay, March the 9th. Okay, new business. Future agenda items. At this point, the only agenda item that I have in my mind is the Summerton Arts Festival. For next time, please. But let's move on with Mr. Lopez. Anything else that you would like to add for the next regular meeting?
No.
Thank you. Ms. Urquiza?
No, nothing to add.
Okay. Commissioner Cervantes?
No items to add.
Thank you. Commissioner Laisha Garcia?
No, no items.
Thank you. So,
We'll probably be adding a item for a proposal for an intact baseball league. We're gonna be meeting with them in the next couple of days, and we should have a proposal for
okay.
next meeting, but I'll confirm.
Thank you.
Can I add something else?
Yes.
Can we add to that about the local league, Somerton baseball kids? Because I know that's going on right now as well.
A little debriefing on the
An
Summerton
update,
League?
like an update on the,
Yeah.
on
Uh-huh.
baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can combine it. Yeah,
Short debrief, yeah.
yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, definitely. This is, as you said, there's going on. Okay. Thank you. If there's no more comments, I would like to open the floor for adjournment of the meeting. Is there anyone that would like to adjourn or? You're second. Okay, so that's your motion. Anyone would like to second
I'll
motion.
second the motion to
Thank you.
adjourn the meeting.
Okay, right now it is 7:01. Those in favor of closing our meeting, say aye.
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 Thank you. So meeting closes at 7:01. Thank you. Should we, if I buy how do we say this to give it to Ms. S of just